Rotate in this first half for Rutgers.
Harper Jr. trying to get going, and he finds his first two there. +1. Attacks, fades away, and finishes. And Ron Harper Jr. starting to get going here. Gets around Alamuddin and curls it in. Honoree Harper Jr. the other way. Crossover, drive, fits it in. Against the bigger Parolin, no less. Yeah, even though that number's dipped a little bit in the second half, Rutgers has had active hands, and they throw it up top once again. Now it's Ron Harper Jr. living above the rim.
For Rutgers, here's Mawat Mag for the first time, as well as Andre Hyatt, number 5, LSU transfer. This is Ron Harper getting the scoring started. Baker continues the penetration, off to Harper. Harper, shot clock to 4, stepping through, left-hand finger roll is off, but Harper stays with it.
A lot of beach theme here tonight.
Yeah, Baker dump it down for Harper Jr., who finishes through a whole bunch of contact.
Yeah, they don't want this game to get away from them. The largest deficit of the night was only 5.
Harper Jr. leaning in.
Harper, strong drive to get inside. Rutgers not in a hurry at all. They start their offense with 10 on the shot clock. There's Harper Jr. 4-point game. Oh, important shot for Harper. He got it! 40 seconds to play. Harper! Oh, my goodness!
Harper Jr. off the catch, wide open, and you can't leave him open.
It's going to be 3 shots from the line.
Rutgers looking to respond, and they do. Harper Jr. on the slam. Harper Jr. straight on 3, bucket! A big bucket for Harper Jr. Rutgers in front.
Caleb McConnell keeping alive on the offensive glass. To Harper, 2 more for Rutgers.
Miss a ton of shots from the three-point line. Ron Harper on the other end. He's going to work.
Deep 3, Harper, ring it up. To what I think is the best Purdue team Matt Painter has had. Top of the arc, and that one drops. Rutgers over 50%, Purdue 46%. Inside Harper with great position. 26-24. Harper, deep 3, got it! Knocking down a big-time triple from downtown. And I was going to say the rack, but Jersey must. Harper from the top of the arc, he hit again! It's a simple pin down. Ron Harper comes off first, gets held up a little bit. Ron Harper Jr. leaning in, finger rolls, scores it, drives it on him, pivots, fades, got it! Patient, going to work, got it! The answer, 3 seconds, no timeouts, Harper for the win! Oh!
Rutgers had an 18-point lead late in the first half. Maine finished the opening 20 on an 8-2 run. Harper on a great kick pass from Mulcahy. And the long rebound out to Baker. Great look, Mulcahy to Harper in transition. Baker hit 3 triples in the first half. Hasn't hit one here in the second. Harper off the glass, counted.
Good trap by the Wolverines. Got to go. Harper Jr. at the horn. Oh, debilitating. Not just shots, but now passes to the rim. Wide open look. Harper Jr. parries another one. Away from 3. Tapped out to Ron Harper Jr. Second opportunity good. It's just a killer. Running the break. Ron Harper Jr. lays it up and in. Harper Jr. on the curl. Knocked it down. He's got 20.
First steal of the year, already a career high for McConnell. Harper whizzes by and scores. There's Mulcahy again, averaging over a steal per game. Flips to Harper, left hand good. Good teams in non-conference play. They've lost 7 of their last 8 overall. Harper, good position down low and a good find. Harper on the baseline, jump stop and a one-hand flush.
There, Paul Mulcahy read that and totally sniffed it out. Here's Harper with the hammer.
Harper with the deep 3, with Toussaint running out.
Mulcahy against Rutgers.
Oh, nice drop off for Harper.
Keegan Murray has worn him out defensively tonight. Now Harper gets past Murray to the rim, bounces it home.
Rutgers, they were always in the right spot. They were physical, and they were tough. A turnover, Baker on the run-out layup, fall out, but there's Harper to clean it up.
Has had his number and continues to attack him. McConnell's got to take this personally and keep Willis out of the paint.
Harper open lane along the baseline, athletically hung in the air.
On an up note.
Great pass from Mulcahy. Harper the finish.
Well, they had a chance to bend, but they just don't seem to want to break. Okay, with 4 fouls or no resistance.
Harper takes it baseline, an emphatic jam.
Foul was on Walker, step back by Harper. Line drive is good. Great defense by Ron Harper Jr. though. Long arms, there you go, rewarded. And one, gets it done at one end, give it back to him at the other. If they're going to side of the bracket, they'll be on. There's Harper. Going hard right. Oh, he barreled his way in. He used his body to get that one. Three-point opportunity. What you talk about? Maybe not the quickest, fastest, but the toughest. Look at this. Boy, he got that shoulder squared up and just buried it in his chest. And there's nothing you can do but take the contact. When he gets even with you, it's game over.
You're beaten.
Yeah, even means over with Ron Harper Jr.
Just 4 points for Hall. Okay, he just dictated tempo and everything. Look at that. 3-ball, Ron Harper Jr.
Michael's club had a 16-12 month. Harper. Boy, that's a power drive.
An empty possession that time as Hepburn got a look. Harper Jr. for 3.
And he was so good against Michigan State. He was so good against Michigan State. I thought it was his most efficient.
Harper Jr. at the top of the key. This is where he can be dangerous. Goes to work, the fadeaway falls. Harper on the take. He got challenged and an and one. Switch is made. McConnell finds Harper Jr. and he knocks down the 3.
Ohio State here, then went to Wisconsin to win that 3 straight ranked victories. Harper got it. Meanwhile, you've got the Illinois team sitting atop the Big Ten standings. They've been so good, dating to last year where they won the Big Ten tournament title, taking it to the rack. Long rebound here by Baker. Harper, stop and pop. Whoa, the bank is open late in Jersey tonight. Yeah, Mamori, well, that's not his game, but how about Harper? Acrobatic up and in.
What a pass to the wing.
How did Mulcahy find Ron Harper Jr. on that one?
Just another example there with Stefanovic's shot.
First shot by Harper shows no ill effects.
A very unique player.
Katie could bounce to a cutting Ron Harper.
This is good. We've got some of the early game jitters out of the way for both sides. Starting to get a little bit of flow on the offensive end.
Ron Harper, how about that? Harper had 20. They really were the offense in that victory at Piscataway. Harper leaning in, trying to draw the foul. But man, he's hit some tough shots. I think they got to be able to step out and hit the 3 to go to the next level, and Dickinson probably one of those guys as Harper hits the mid-range.
Trying to go to work against Wall. Double comes from Hepburn, and Harper using the window. Opportunity for the Scarlet Knights to stack some buckets. Harper will do that, and he'll go to the line for one more.
What a move. They can win this game on the road because they can win so many different ways.
Harper trying to get it going with the 2.
Surprised Ron Harper Jr. didn't let that fly. He had Race Thompson pretty far off of it. Now he's going to have to make a play into the shot clock.
Well, instead, he blows right by Miller Kopp and lays it in.
He just hesitated, froze Miller Kopp, and blew right by him.
It's Ron Harper Jr. time. Oh, he pulled it from Indianapolis, and he knocked it down. 3 at the top of the arc. Harper got the rebound. Sit back up and in, Ron Harper Jr.
On the road. I love this action. Pick and pop, Ron Harper Jr. top of the key.
And the sky's the limit for what Micah Shrewsbury is going to be able to do with this program. There's Harper, and a chance for 3.
But what he's great at is attacking the rim, going up against a lot of times smaller guards. In that case, he gets by one of the best defensive players in the country. And one good call.
Ripped away, Geo Baker. Ahead to Ron Harper Jr.
Here's Harper launching from 3. 17 in the first matchup. There's the alley-oop to Harper, senior to senior.
And he said after the first day of practice, he's like, oh, I think we have something here. Ron Harper Jr. with the fadeaway jumper.
A different look to take advantage of matchups.
Mulcahy to Harper, and it's good, way downtown. Mag said, get it out of here. Harper between his legs, heads to the basket, switched hands.
Have made on the paint.
Omori, little high-low. Ron Harper got some space from Ryan. Harper, 2 on the shot clock. Harper way downtown. Banks it home! The screen. The handoff to Harper. Harper for 3. In!